What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we'll be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Decred to Bitcoin. As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about a few things, obviously doing some technical analysis, and then looking at why Decred just exploded in its price. And then we're going to follow up with Litecoin and other cryptocurrencies being allowed to be used as payment methods for, daily, items and purchasing. So I know that might sound like something that has already been happening, but I did want to explain another method that has now been offered up on the table. So before we begin, let's look at the coin market cap really quick, and then we'll jump into the episode. So we have a market cap right now of 210 billion, 24-hour volume of 10.4, and then a Bitcoin dominance of 53.4. So we're seeing a small decline in the Bitcoin dominance, which means Bitcoin is dropping, all coins are rising. 24-hour volume 10.4, so a slight increase in the 24-hour volume, indicating that the market is growing or falling. That's very true. It pretty much just shows more movement is happening right now within the market. And then the market cap is 210, and I believe yesterday was like 209. So we are seeing about $1 billion entering the market and entering exchanges. Scrolling down, as you guys can see, that pretty much justifies what we were just talking about. Top 10 cryptocurrencies. You can see Bitcoin is down 0.06% at 64.79. And the majority of the altcoins are up quite a bit. Ethereum at 204, up 0.2%. XRP up 4.37 at 0.47. And then we see Litecoin up 0.44 at 52.53. I think Dave wants us to start adding XRP to some daily videos. I'll definitely do that more often, but I don't want to just keep dragging out this video unless everybody is in agree, or a majority is in agreement that they want to see XRP viewed every single day. So definitely let me know in the comments if you guys want to see XRP being reviewed every single day. Otherwise, let's move on with today's episode. So I want to just move over to this article right now. Then we'll look at some technical analysis. So this really interesting news article comes up, and it's called XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum can now be used for payments. WireX announces the launch of prepaid cards in the US. So this is very similar to an event that happened quite a few months ago. There was something called the Shift card. Basically, you would have your Bitcoin in your Coinbase account, and you could add a card called Shift. And then I believe I have it right here, actually, if you guys just were curious as to what this card looks like. Yeah, I have it right here. So as you guys can see, this is what the Shift card looks like. Basically, you can get one of these. It costs you $10, and then you get to just purchase whatever you want. And they take out the US dollar value in Bitcoin in your account. So let's say you spend $10 on some pizza at your local store. They'll take out $10 worth of Bitcoin in your account. So if it goes up in value the next day, theoretically, you would have lost more. If it went down, theoretically, you paid less. So you guys can see how that does, because the cryptocurrency is not as... is volatile, that can also fluctuate, so it's kind of tough depending on which coin you decide to pay with. The thing that I like is that this gives you more choices. With the Shift card, you only had the option of, I believe, Bitcoin. It's XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. So a lot more choices than the previous accounts, which is very nice to see. So basically, it says WireX, a traditional currency exchange platform and cryptocurrency wallet provider that are linked to Visa Debit, announces another launch of prepaid cards in the United States of America. Now, that was another thing. A lot of these cards were not available within the United States, but now it seems like they are. So Shift and then WireX seem to be the only two that I know of, and they are targeting some big exchanges. I'm not familiar with WireX as an exchange. I've never traded on it. Do let me know if you guys have traded on WireX in the past. It says we will soon be launching a WireX prepaid card in the USA. For the first time, US-based WireX users will be able to instantly buy and convert XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum into US dollar, letting you spend your digital tokens seamlessly in everyday life, which is pretty darn cool. So basically what that means is if we're, the markets right now are been fairly stable, which is interesting, something we have to talk about. But basically instability like this, if you had some cryptocurrency laying around that you wanted to spend, it wouldn't really, affect you that much. Basically, this is a way to kind of store your money out of banking systems and more into your own, bank. You are your own bank. You're in charge of your own money in this way. You're basically not giving it to banks. And then obviously there is, I guess, interest that could be made if the market goes up, but you could also lose if the market goes down. So it's a risk you guys have to evaluate for yourself. Obviously, if you guys want to see another video on that, we can do this. So basically it says, this is a massive mass adoption. Thank you, WireX. I hope we can top up seamlessly and pay the counter with favorite crypto. So it's definitely an interesting thing, the fact that WireX and all these other cryptocurrencies are making their own debit cards with cryptocurrency. I'd be very shocked if we start seeing credit cards with cryptocurrency as a payment method. I'm sure that's something they're working on right now. So I do want to show you guys Litecoin, then we'll look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then Decred, and we'll discuss why Decred is shooting up in wild rates. But obviously Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum are basically consolidating, like we've been talking about, stability, sideways trading. As you guys can see, we're looking at Litecoin on the 4-hour. We have a relative strength indicator of 47. And hopefully you guys are aware, we have a lot of sideways trading. Now, this is very interesting, in my opinion, that the fact that we're seeing this stability, this sideways trading, it's not something that is long-term. And what I mean by that is, cryptocurrency is the #1 most volatile basically exchange in the world. Like there's nothing, no stock, like the stock exchange is a lot less volatile than like cryptocurrency. So to see stability in cryptocurrency, to me, for the 1.5 year experience that I have within these markets, I've noticed that sideways trading usually indicates a movement upwards. So, obviously take it with a grain of salt. It's just my opinion. But basically what I'm trying to say is I've been watching these charts and doing, YouTube videos for you guys every single day. I've been looking at these graphs every single day. Eventually you grow keen to picking up on certain patterns that happen, and you kind of get to infer which way these things do tend to move. So the fact that we're seeing sideways momentum is very interesting. The fact that this massive support here at around 51.45 is holding up very, very, very strong. And the fact that we are coming very close to our high-low MMA, that's coming back down too. You can see the resistance at the top, means that there is going to be a move that's going to happen fairly soon. We're going to have to look at Bitcoin to kind of adjust where exactly that's going to happen. But a lot of sideways trading. I'm anticipating some sort of pop or spike in the currency fairly soon. So do be ready for that. Bitcoin, very interesting too, and I may have to adjust my charting, but as you guys can see, we have this downtrend right here, and we seem to have broken out of it. Now we're just sideways trading. Very odd, very taboo, but with this sideways trading, we may see a massive price action that may happen fairly soon. Obviously, we can swing up, and I do think, and I'm going to show you guys Decred in a second, but when we see this sideways trading below our high-low MMA and looking fairly well, 46 on the relative strength indicator, usually an indicator to me that movement is, approaching, movement is coming. So the fact that we're seeing sideways momentum right here and huge sideways momentum on the Litecoin, but that's on the 4-hour chart. This is the daily chart, as you can see right here. Sideways momentum is starting to form. That usually is an indicator of some sort of bullish or bearish movement. Now, obviously, as we get closer to that movement, we will be able to figure out which way it will do. Obviously, right now, the fact that we've seen a lot of these bearish moves, it's a good indicator that we could potentially see a bullish one, even if it's a slight bullish one, up to at least $6,700, retesting its high-low MMA like it's done previously. So very interesting there too. Ethereum's practically the same thing. As you guys can see, we're looking at Ethereum on the 4-hour, obviously a little more zoomed out. But basically what we're seeing is sideways momentum. Obviously, we seem to have found a support right at around $198. You can see right here we have bounced fairly well right off there, and now we have bounced fairly well right off there. And then you can see either that is a resistance right here where I'm drawing at 205, or we're being suppressed right now by our high-low middle moving average. As you can see, it's slowly starting to come in. The higher lows and lower highs are starting to get fairly squashed or much closer. So that's pretty much, constricting this market. And eventually, when we get so close to one point, it tends to pop, whichever wins. Either the bears are going to win or the bulls are going to win. But things are fairly coming. So again, I am anticipating some sort of run within this market fairly soon. So we're just going to have to keep tracking this. Obviously, I know the sideways trading is not something that everybody likes to listen to, but it's a good way to keep updated, obviously, and that's why I'm trying to introduce more technological advancements within the cryptocurrency as a way to keep this interesting and keep it rolling. Lastly, Decred. So I'm just going to show you guys this really quick. This is what I wanted to take note of. You can see that we were below our high-low MMA, like I just mentioned in previous videos, and then you can see we were starting to move up. Kind of found some base support right here, which I'll just draw in. A base support right over here. I'm going to move it up slightly right there. And then you can see we just popped. So whether or not that's a downtrend right there, I can try to draw in. Let's see. So there is some sort of downtrend right here. Very interesting. Just like that, kind of really nice, actually. So you can see the downtrend right here. You can see the sideways momentum right here. You can see the resistance band up here. Similar to like Litecoin and Bitcoin, we were kind of getting sandwiched right in between here. And now we're still trading out sideways. And similar to Litecoin, Litecoin is also trading out sideways. And you can see how much closer we are getting to our downtrend right here. So if it is very possible that this could be a similar, kind of foreshadowing what could happen to Bitcoin and Litecoin. Now, the reason also for this massive explosion is if we look at Binance, or this article, Ethereum World News, you guys can see Binance lists Decred. DCR jumps 25% to 11-week high. So yesterday or 2 days ago, we made a video on Ravencoin taking a massive surge in price when that was listed on Binance, and we saw that go up 50 or 60%. We just caught this today, so it's very interesting. Obviously, you guys saw what happened to Ravencoin. We shot up substantially, and now we're starting to pull back down. Most likely, I can check on Ravencoin in a second, but this basically is the same thing that happened to Ravencoin, and we just caught this bullish breakout, so it is very possible that it could continue to move up. The only issue that I'm seeing is the fact that we are entering overbought. We are in overbought right now, so to swing this over to Ravencoin, I believe it was RVN to BTC. We'll see if that is already starting to pull back down. And yes, there it is, exactly what I was talking about. So not sure why that isn't loading in all the way. Let's do RVN to BTC one more time, maybe a different exchange. Let's try this one. Here we go. I believe this is what we were using. So obviously, let's just zoom in really quick. And basically what I wanted to talk about, what you kind of saw when we looked at Binance, is the fact that Ravencoin is starting to pull back down. So I do want to just show you guys what that looks like on an actual graph. And the reason that coin, when we looked at Binance, was so new and there wasn't much charting is because, like it said, Ravencoin was just added to Binance's exchange. So I just kind of want to zoom in really quick to show you guys the momentum. It's starting to foil out right now. Here we go. We're starting to get there. Let's just... There we go. Now we're starting to see things. So obviously, as you guys can slowly start to see pile in on the graph, is that we are starting to anticipate a downtrend in the formation right here. So basically what I'm referring to is the fact that, here we go, you can see Ravencoin did have its massive run up. So it's very possible that this new coin that we just looked at could also have a nice run up. Decred is probably right around here. We just entered overbought, and as you can see, it just took off. Ravencoin just took off. So could this be foreshadowing Decred's massive movement, because it was also listed to Binance? Another thing to note is we are starting to pull back down as anticipated. We're about to be back into a more neutral territory, so I think we have a little bit more to go. Obviously we could still bounce back up, but it is not sustainable in the slightest. But as you guys anticipated, and what I've been calling, is a pullback of some sort, and that is what we're seeing right now. But otherwise, that is today's video. Hopefully you guys are liking this content. If you did, let me know. Leave a thumbs up. That's how I know. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.